Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of It's All a Game podcast. Right now, I'm shooting remotely from my basement. Without further ado, man, we're gonna jump straight into a little bit of end of season talk. Season's got about 2 weeks left. A good solid 2-3 weeks until it's ending. So we're gonna jump a little bit into the end of season awards. I'll look at the playoff picture, and yeah, man, I'm excited for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Lot.
further ado, there's been a lot of interesting talk with the MVP candidates lately, especially between SGA and Wemby, who, in my opinion, are probably the two real candidates. I think the other one's kind of just fodder, respectfully. But I do think it's a little bit of just 3 and 4 action. I don't think it's really they have a strong case. I think like SGA and MVP and Wemby have been trading their remarks. I'm not sure if you saw that.
The what my game speaks for itself or something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll say that for Wemby, I'm not sure how big I am on the campaigning for yourself. I saw Draymond Green do it, and he wrongfully got himself into the Defensive Player of the Year race a couple years ago, and I thought that was I thought that was poor. I was like, really? I mean, there's manifesting it, and then there's just lying my way into a top 3 discussion of Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
But I don't think that's Wemby's case here. I think I felt like he just was. You want to say maybe for people watching basketball that stating the obvious that defense is a part of the game, but honestly, I don't know if you could take that for granted because I'm like, for Luka and Jokic, I was one of them. Luka's March, I was like, man, he's got to be top 2 now in the MVP. But I feel like people kind of let that 1 month go to their head. Like he played 1 month of insane basketball, and it was like, oh, this is huge. Now he's the MVP.
Yeah. I mean, for me, first of all, with Victor Wembanyama,
Yeah,
I think there's this whole thing about being nonchalant and the whole SGA aura stuff that I'm not getting. Like,
yeah.
God forbid somebody believes in themselves
Care, man. Like I care. I
publicly.
love this. Yeah.
Okay, like there's a ton of hate for when people just care about stuff too. Like if SGA
Yeah.
is like, I don't care, I'm playing my game, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only judging it off of the game. I'm not judging it off of whether or not you say something about it. Now, did I think Wembanyama made some good points? Yeah, I think he made some great points. He understands basketball, obviously.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that at least he knew what he was talking about when he was speaking. And I hate the whole he's begging. He got asked a question. He answered earnestly. So
Right.
that's kind of whatever. And then the second thing that's been really annoying me is the line, lift up your jersey real quick. Yeah, go ahead. What more? Come on, let me see the 77.
Okay.
What more does Luka need to do? What more does he need to do? It's not about him. It's about everyone else. This is one of those stacked MVP races that we've had in a long time. People are comparing it to 1962 when you had 4 of the elite players.
1962?
Because I think it was the 1962 season because it was Wilt with 50 points a game, Oscar Robertson averaging a triple-double, Elgin Baylor. I think this was the year that he played like half of the season because the other half he was like serving in the military. And so he like put up like 40 points a game. And then somebody else, there was Bill Russell, I don't know, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. I actually, you know what? I'll pull it up right now just to confirm.
Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. I was like,
it's incredibly stacked. Of course, it's going to be harder for honestly, most other seasons, Luka would probably be a lock for number 1 MVP, but it's just so stacked this year. I mean, before we were arguing between Jokic and Joel Embiid for like 3 years or something, and Giannis as well gets thrown in there. But it's not about what more he can do. He's doing a great job. Luka has really stepped up in the later half of the season, not just in his stats. I know everyone loves to talk about the stats. It's I think something that Kobe and James Harden had kind of been known for is like, remember that month where Kobe Bryant averaged 40 points a game? Remember that month when James Harden averaged 50 points a game? And we love to obsess with these stats. All it's really speaking to is lack of help because let's be honest, the Lakers don't have a great roster construction. they're okay.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves has kind of been a little bit, we'll say worse because
Since
he
the
was so
All-Star break, he has dropped in points.
right,
This is
but
a fair
he
statement.
wasn't playing with Luka and LeBron as much when he was averaging crazy numbers at the beginning of the season. He was doing that on his own, and he should get paid, or he needs or he's just going to go to another team that's going to utilize him because I think he can be a really, really high caliber All NBA player on another team where he
He
doesn't
c
have to share the court with Luka. It's redundant. That's why I
It
think they
is
should have
redundant,
traded.
yeah,
They should
yeah.
have traded. They should have attempted to trade him. I don't know if they did or not, honestly.
I heard nothing about it potentially, like, there was never a part it was only Rich Paul saying he should get traded for Jaren Jackson Jr., but what was that,
Yeah,
was the 1962 one the correct one?
I'm pulling it up. Yes. Yeah, Bill Russell did win.
Yeah,
It was Bill Russell averaging 19 and 24 and like 4.5 assists.
okay.
Chamberlain with his 50 and 26.
How
Oscar Robertson with 31, 13, and 11.
okay.
Elgin Baylor averaging 38 and 19 in 4.5 assists.
How did say Bill Russell stats again?
924.
How did he were the records, like, insane difference? I feel like
Uh,
everybody put up better stats than him.
it's not about stats though. Okay, first of all, are we gonna
No,
have a
I
conversation about?
know.
Are we gonna have a conversation? I'm the biggest Bill Russell lover of like I like to break down when I think about the NBA and it's comparing all time
Yeah.
players. I don't like comparing across
No,
eras.
of course.
I like to think about this early era, like pre.
What was the deal breaker then? What was the I guess the tiebreaker between those two? Because I mean, it's not about
Well,
stats, but right now I only have that information.
so the number one team was the Lakers who went 60 and 20. Sorry,
Mhm,
the Celtics. Then the Lakers who went 54 and 26, so not far behind.
okay,
Elgin Baylor only played half the season. Then the Warriors
yeah,
with 49 wins. Then the Royals. So actually, these four guys were also on the four best teams in the league.
and he was right, and he had the best team too. He
But
was probably leading the best team.
Here's the other thing you have to remember. I believe in this year too, there was a period of time where it was on the players only to vote, and people did not want to give it to Will Chamberlain.
Really?
Yeah, but like I do like the idea of play there. Obviously there's the downside of if there's people don't if there's an unpopular player they won't win. But I do like the idea of NBA players having some input because if you can be like this guy whooped my ass all season, he deserves this shit. That'd be great. It's great in theory if they were honest.
NFL
Anyways,
does a similar thing with lower stakes where they do the top 100 players and that's all player voted. But I know what you're gonna say. Let's move on back to Luca. Yeah,
yeah. Back to Luca. Here we are. You're the fourth guy, just like who was it? Elgin Baylor. Who
yeah.
averaged 38 and 19 or something.
I give him 3 maybe. Him and Jokic could
Him and
switch
Jokic are
interchangeably.
close.
They
Jokic,
really don't matter though.
Jokic, I think I heard the dumbest stuff the other day.
Go ahead.
It was like Luca is the first player to be a victim of voter fatigue without ever winning. Oh, there are just other players that are outperforming him right now.
Yeah,
Yes, his talent is incredible. We watched him play, or I watched it. Sorry, my bad. I watched him play
yeah,
earlier this season. I was mixing up because we went to the Pistons game the other
yeah.
week.
And we got the Heat next week.
Yeah, we got the Heat next week. Come on, Bam, 83
Mhm.
against the Wizards. But he's incredible. I watched him record his fastest triple double of his career, and I was blown away. It's unbelievable. But we're talking about the MVP. It's the highest level guy above all else. It's not, are you a good player? He
Yeah,
is all NBA first team. He will get that
absolutely.
award. I value that heavily. I value it less now that we have a 65 game minimum, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I think when I'm considering all time players, I don't look at Chris Paul and go, "Oh, he has fewer MVPs than Steve Nash.
Mm.
Garbage." No, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think Chris Paul is way better, but he's not getting that same recognition in his time. You know why? Because there were better players.
Yeah.
There were guys. There's
Yeah.
LeBron. He was playing with LeBron James, and I know people are going to comment, "Well, Steve Nash won it against Kobe Bryant," but whatever.
Yeah. Which I mean,
I
I'm
actually,
sure there's things like that. Joel Embiid won it over Jokic. So it's like there's always gonna be, in my
yeah,
opinion, a couple mess ups.
yeah, no,
Like
no,
this,
absolutely,
yeah. Like,
absolutely.
but I'm not saying Steve Nash was a mess up. All I'm saying is that there's bound to be a couple ones that you're like, really, and that's one of them.
Hot take. I think Shaq should have won in 2005.
I'm not big on the 2000. I'm not big on the
Do you know what the
2000
race was
MVP
for
race.
MVP in 2005?
No.
You ready for this? Little
Yeah.
known fact. I love bringing this shit up. I love bringing this stuff up.
All right.
Let me pull this up. Gosh, they make it really hard to get to the MVP standings. I'm going to the shares.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Steve Nash won with 83.9% of the shares that he could have gotten for MVP. Dak had 81.3. That is a difference of 0.26. Sorry, of 2.6%.
Yeah. Yeah, that can always get edited out post. No
That's
worries.
very narrow.
Yeah.
Shaq was the runner-up for MVP when he was on the Miami Heat, and nobody remembers that. He was 32 years old. Everyone was acting like he was washed when he got to the Heat.
Yeah.
His stats
Like a
weren't
meme.
incredible, but it was the mid-2000s. Everyone's stats were low because of the low pace, the low offensive rating.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that drives me crazy is people don't understand the context. I hate comparing per game numbers. Like everyone's like, oh, LeBron's better now than when he was 10 years ago. Just look at the stats. Look at this. See, he's doing so well.
He's aging like
Kevin Durant.
like fine wine.
This is what I
I
saw the
hate
other day.
hearing that.
Kevin Durant post Achilles injury is actually better.
That's insane.
Was it Achilles? I can't remember. Anyways,
It was Achilles, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. But it's like no, the game has changed and players are scoring more on average. If the game had not changed in the past 10 years, Kevin Durant would be a sub 20 point per game scorer this season. And people would not look down upon that because it would still be good. But it's not good now. Things have changed. The standards have completely been altered.
8 points, you were serviceable. Now 8 points, you could get dropped.
It depends.
Maybe if you make some questionable comments.
Yeah. But like, yeah, even like you think about like, all right, who was on the early 2000s Lakers team that wasn't Shaq and Kobe? The three names that come to mind for me are Rick Fox,
Okay.
Derek Fisher,
and
you throw in some power forward, Horace Grant,
yeah.
or Mr. Seven Rings, Robert
Horry.
Horry. Yeah.
That threw me off.
And how many points per game did those dudes average? Not
Big Shot
many.
Bob doesn't need to average too many.
Because the game was different, you
Yeah.
know? The points were, I mean, obviously going to pretty much just Shaq and Kobe, but then there was nothing left over because back then they weren't scoring as much. So anyways, going on a tangent.
Saying all that to say,
Yeah.
Luka's a great player in
Great
his
player.
time. And I think looking back years later, everyone will be able to say, this was a great player. However, there were some even better players. 3 of them to be exact in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
And for Wemby, I think, honestly, like you said, I think it's better that people care. I hate the nonchalant stuff in sports and in real life. I think people should care.
Yeah.
We do a podcast, we talk sports. You have a hobby, a niche interest, and you give it your all. Wemby gives it his all. All-Star game. Anything he's a part of, he gives it his all. So when he gets asked a question about why does he think he should be the MVP, I mean, he gives an honest answer. I mean, I'm the most impactful player in the league defensively. And that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. Wemby is the best, has the most impact on the court defensively. That's
no one's arguing with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like no one has argued that point at all.
And I think it's just a fact of, I understand that it's probably taboo to campaign for yourself. And that part, I'm like, but I think it gotta acknowledge it. And as soon as he did, like as soon as he said something, and it may be prisoner of the moment for some voters that like kind of jumped in, like, oh, now he jumped him in the rankings. But like I said earlier to you, off, I don't know if the voters actually know what they're doing half the time. Like some of them, like I said, the one dude, Wilborn, he doesn't know where to watch the games at. So you got a voter who's literally stranded out there. Where do I watch the games at? He's missing valuable games. So for him, I don't think it's crazy to just like, hey, I'm gonna let you guys know this. It's two sides of the games. I'm the most impactful defensively, and he's not bad offensively either. So it's just like, and SGA, great defensive player. He's a great two-way player. He's not better defensively than Wemby. Sorry, not better.
I think he's all right.
I think he's a good two-way player. And I think that
I think
I
his
think
defense
that
is a little overhyped. I think if he didn't have as much defensive help as he did, he'd have to bear a little bit more responsibility, but he doesn't
and
have to bear the responsibility because he doesn't have to guard the other team's best player, so
yeah,
he looks okay as a defender
I agree.
because he
I agree with that.
yeah.
I agree with
He's
that.
got Dort, he's got Caruso, he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting.
He has a great team built around him, and I think that was some of the things that hurt his case for some people. The thing is that it's tough because I truly believe that Wemby's team also has a great core around him too. But I think if you take Wemby off of that team, that defense looks nothing like what it is now. Absolutely nothing. If you take S and remove him from the Thunder, I think that defense is still very, very good. Maybe not like top 3, but I think it's still a very serviceable defense, if not like a top 10 in the league. So it's like
Yeah.
the impact on their team offensively too, to be honest, even for Wimby. I think SGA does have a huge impact there too, but I really say the defensive side of the ball really made like a huge Wimby bringing it up and people starting to talk about it, shed some light on it. I think it
Mm,
made a huge difference as to how I viewed the race, to be honest, because it
mm,
was SGA. Like maybe Wimby next year, but I'm like, I don't see why it has to be Wimby next year. I don't see why we have to wait for and say Wimby next year. He could have got DPOY in his rookie year, but it was like, "Oh, just wait next year." I
yeah,
mean, no, like, what's the point of making these guys wait? Like, he's a great
yeah,
player, and I think that if he has a position to win this, I think he shouldn't be looked at as like a, "He'll get another chance to. Let's give it to this guy. He'll get another chance." So,
right.
I'm all for Wemby getting this MVP. I think it'll come down close to either or. It would have to take an absolute miracle to see Luka or Jokic to land this thing, to be honest, but
Yeah, I do think Jokic is one of those guys where people are kinda the triple double is not as impressive to people as it used to be, you know? I
mm,
mean, they literally gave Russell Westbrook an MVP for averaging a triple double. He had like the 6 seed team, you know? Like it's like great what he did at the time, especially for a guard. And I have my criticisms of Russell Westbrook in terms of his rebounding and his assist numbers and how he gets them. However, it's really like Jokic is still ridiculous. You know, I could ask the same thing. What more does Jokic have to do?
yeah.
And I guess you could say play defense.
Say the same thing for Luka.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So to me, because Jokic's team is not as dominant, because Luca's team, I mean, we can't just give him it for the last 2 months or something, you know? Like maybe if he did this all season long, maybe if the Lakers were dominating all season long, it would be a different conversation, but that's not what
Yeah,
happened. He was out, he did miss time, and the Lakers just also aren't that good of a team. He has to play hero ball. So yeah, it's really between and the other thing that I think is really funny is as soon as that came out, that interview with Wemby, I went on the All a Game website, allagame.com, and I was like, you made a good point. Let me move him up. I did that. And then like the next day or 2 days later, the NBA updated it to have
we
him as
beat him.
number one in center. Did beat him. And
Is
everyone
that a
started getting
prisoner of the moment type of thing, or is that just acknowledging he made a good point? Because it's been bothering me, to be honest.
well
I like internally, like I don't know if I'm being, yeah,
here's a good question. All right, that I'll preface by saying everyone was really upset that the NBA gave in to his demands. You know,
yeah,
like they just were like, okay, yeah, if you say so. But that's not what happened. Are you telling me genuinely that no matter what he said, because if your point is that the NBA just gave in, then you have to say no matter what his argument would have been, as good of an argument as it could have been, they should not have moved him up after that interview. Like you're telling me that if
yeah,
he, like, and I'm saying it like it's hypothetical, he gave a good argument.
yeah,
He did do that. And they
yeah.
did move him up. It's not like he just made a argument
Here's
or an
here's
argument.
the thing though that I think bothers people. If it took Wimby highlighting why he thinks he should be MVP for them to notice what he was doing, I think that's the problem that people had. Because like, okay, so you're incompetent enough that Wimby had to point out exactly what he's been doing to get you to move him up. But I'm supposed to trust that you made this move because you know it's the right move. That's the problem. Is that if you knew he was balling like this and that he deserved this, then he should have just moved. You should have moved him up already. It shouldn't have taken him talking about it, even though it was a good point, and I think that probably prompted me to move him up. If it prompted them to, cool, cool. But at that point, you are kind of letting everybody know that, like, hey guys, I'm not thinking for myself here. Even if I say I am, that my timing is awful. Like, you can't, like, I think it's hard to do that at the same time. But it's like if they said, well, like, all right, he made a good point, and we looked at it and we said, you know what, he's 100% right. We made a mistake. We should have had him up there sooner. Fair. That's fair. Keep it honest. Keep it real. I'll keep it real. But
Yeah.
yeah, to do it and change it, it's just it's tough. That interview and then it's like, oh, we changed it because of that. I'd say, yeah, I don't have a necessarily have a pick for them. Only thing I know is that on my office desk, on my wall, it says Wimby will make first team All NBA. And my coworker was like, really? And I was like, first team All NBA. That was beginning of the year. He noted it. It's like probably in September. So all I know is that like one of my hottest takes is up on that wall, and or to at the time it seemed questionable with the whole blood clots and everything, but now it's like that's the most mild take in the world.
My only question about Wembanyama is, will he be able to play enough? He has the drive, he
He's
has the
missing tonight
talent,
too.
he has say again?
He's missing the next game too against the Clippers. I think he's tonight.
He can only
He can
miss
only
one
miss
more.
one more after
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. So this whole conversation might be moot.
He for not. Yeah.
So yeah, he has the drive, he has the talent, he has the athleticism and size and whatever, and he's got a pretty decent roster construction. I mean, in
Great
terms
coach.
of setting him up for the future, and that's a big thing. If your team is 2 wins behind this all-time amazing Oklahoma City team, and it's literally just because of you, it's not because of De'Aaron Fox. We didn't see the Kings winning the last few years. It's not because of Stephon Castle. He's in his second year. He's still ramping up. He has his flaws. He's not a great shooter, right? It's not because of him. It's not because of Devin Vassell, who's been good this season. It's not because of Keldon Johnson, who's been a good sixth man. You could say it's a combination of all of them, but they're all pretty good players. The Thunder is full of elite defenders. Their team is constructed in such a way that they are incredible in that way, and they have incredible depth as well. The Spurs don't have it as much depth. They're still very young, but there they are, 2 wins behind the Thunder. That's Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking the Thunder are that much worse without Shea.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, like, I mean, obviously worse, and Shea is great. I don't want to discredit Shea at all when I say that he's, you know, I'm more saying his team is great, and I've been saying for years that the person who deserves the most credit is Sam Presti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
No.
you kidding me?
Yeah. You're not tripping.
Great
Yeah.
moves by him. Oh my gosh. I can get behind Sam Presti for MVP over Shea. Like that man, oh my god. Incredible work. Getting Jared McCain for
Yeah.
nothing? Jeez. And right before Tyrese Maxey goes out for weeks.
Yeah.
You
No. Yeah,
can't
man.
you
This
can't make that shit up. You
that's
can't
brutal.
make that stuff up.
Yeah. When
Gotta
I
keep centering myself.
when I when I look at the MVP race, I'm like I said, I'm pretty excited about it. I think that is going to come down to the wire. I hope that Wemby does not miss out on this because of another late game miss towards the end of the season. But I do
Mhm.
think they got the right idea. Use up the if he can miss 2 more games, use him up. Use him up. Like it's not going to affect the MVP race. It's going to get him rest. It's like right hand
Yeah.
management. Use him up. I respect that. And honestly, I probably expect all the guys. He can miss 5 more games. Jokic can miss 1 more. Luka can miss 5 more. Take your game, especially Luka and Jokic. You're not winning it. But I think it's safe to say Wimby's our lock for MVP.
Yep.
All right, I can't wait to have that post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Rookie of the Year?
Let me get Rookie of the Year pulled up, the rankings pulled up on the allthegame.com website. Yeah. You want to kick us off?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting race because we're talking about a future superstar on one hand with Cooper Flag, who is a self creator, he is a good defender, and he's on a bad team, right? And so that's unfortunate for him, but it's not unheard of. It is very similar to like LeBron James early on, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of that in him. 20 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, a steal, a block. He's been garbage from the 3-point line, which is not great. But he's been exciting. He's had great moments.
Great moment.
But I'm not loving his impact on winning, which I value a lot. And I feel like Rookie of the Year usually doesn't take that into account. Like
They
that's usually
don't.
they don't really care about that. But this is such a close race that I feel like it's important to at least bring up. If we look at BPM right now, he's at sub 1 BPM. We look at Concanepal, he's at 3.2.
Break down that.
BPM is a box plus minus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. VORP, otherwise known as value over replacement player, Cooper Flag is 1.6. And Con is 3.1, which is almost double. So in
Yeah.
those stats, he's far better. And then, do we even want to talk about shooting? Con Knuppel is about to have the greatest rookie 3-point shooting season ever.
No, it's legitimately insane, and plus his actual impact on winning too. Like
Yeah.
Concanelpo, he raises their floor so immensely. It's ridiculous. When they drafted Concanelpo, I legitimately was like, Concanelpo. I thought it was like the Reed Shepherd equivalent. Like I was just like,
Oh
like
my
all right,
God. What a
yeah,
comp.
I was cooking them, man. I was like, I thought this
Yeah.
was another Reed Shepherd type pick.
Yeah.
Boy, am I a
But no,
jackass.
he's averaging barely less than him, but he's on
Barely
a
less.
team. He's
One
on a
less
team.
rebound, one less assist.
But
Like,
don't go off the website. I haven't updated it.
oh yeah, I'm updated it. Okay, great guys.
Yeah, not the stats.
Allgame.com. It is updated now. As soon as the episode comes out, it's freaking
Right, right,
updated.
right.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, practically a point and a half under, barely a rebound under, which it's crazy given the size difference and
Yeah.
position difference. A little less than a little more than a steal, less than Cooper. So if you go by points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, Con is under him in every category. But I don't care.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm honestly probably going to give it to Con.
Yeah.
His efficiency is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if this man is putting up 20 points a game when he's doing it in how many? That's the head to head. Or yeah, that's the head to I was like, that's a lot of attempts because in their head to head matchup, Khan took 16 shots and Cooper took 29. That was a great matchup, by the way. 34-49
Oh yeah. No, that was great.
in their matchup. Oh, that was the best. Anyways, per game, Cooper Flag averages like 3 more attempts a game. And he's only averaging a point and a half more. It's not that impressive. Like if you're putting up, he's averaging more minutes too, So
He is the guy on that team. Like
yeah,
for a flag. Like you're the guy. Like I'm not
there's
saying that you got to play that hero lineup, but that is
yeah.
exactly
I mean that's the situation. So a lot of it is situational, right? But at the
yeah.
same time, if you swap places, I think both of them are going to perform worse or have worse stats at least. You know, Cooper
Yeah.
Flag sharing the ball with Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. He's not going to be as going to have the same volume. And then if you put Con Canuple on the Mavericks, who's passing him the ball? There's no point guard.
Yeah. Right.
Like him playing with LaMelo is great. That's perfect. That's a great person to play with when you are that spot up shooter. So I'm just gonna say in terms of impact because they've had very different roles, so it's hard to compare them. But impact wise, I gotta give it to Khan. I'm just more impressed with his efficiency and his winning
I
impact.
think everybody is, to be honest. Like I
Yeah,
think that it's not ridiculous to want to see Conway,
and Cooper Flag is probably gonna go on to be a much better player.
and they'll form a much better roster around him. I would hope so.
Yeah,
They're targeting
hopefully.
They're targeting Bob Myers right now for their vacant GM spot.
I
That's
mean,
the last thing I saw.
they got Marvin Bagley, former top 5 pick in the 2018 draft. 2018, I think. Marvin Bagley. I'm so happy I don't have to watch him play in DC anymore. He's actually been
Yeah,
all right this season. I don't know why I'm hating.
it's. I mean, dude, this is equivalent to having like an Anthony Bennett type guy on your team. It just not
No,
really.
Marvin Bagley's been all right.
Yeah.
He's been fine.
I
All
guess
right.
Marvin Bagley, he has been all right. It's just that his expectations were so high, so it's just a little bit.
Yeah,
You see him
yeah,
on a
yeah.
team now, it's like, oh, it's like Marvin Bagley. Like that's really cool. Like I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Go rebound. Yeah.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as who was that garbage center they took before him? He's on some shit team now. Anyways, let's move on to most improved player. This is one that I'm more excited to talk about because I think it is another. I mean, we just talked about 2 really close races that I think a lot of people are arguing about. This next one is hard because I think a lot of people are kind of tired of this award.
I mean, they're tired of how it's given. Yes, I think
Yeah.
award
That's
is
what I
good,
mean.
but the way they've picked, it's been bad.
So, in my opinion, This is an award that I believe should go to a player that not only is doing better, but is good. And not only good, but, wasn't considered in that same sort of realm before. Or I should say, she didn't have those expectations to get to that place. It's a
Yeah.
surprise. So right now, a lot of people are talking about Jalen Duren. He has made huge improvements, but they were kind of expected.
Mm, yeah.
I've been high on him. I'm happy that he's now like an 18 and 10 guy versus like a 10 and 10 guy. Because the way he plays the game is a little bit old fashioned
It
for a
is.
big man.
It is.
But he's like the best at it. I don't know another player in the league right now who's playing his style of basketball that's doing a better job. Maybe you could say Zubac, but he hasn't really been playing. So yeah, he's in that category of old fashioned bigs that I
I
appreciate. I like
appreciate.
seeing.
I
I
appreciate
like
that.
him in a good pick and roll situation when they got a good point guard. So
Set
I
a
like
really
him with
hard
Cade.
screen, man.
I love Zubac when he plays with Matt Halliburton, wrong Tyrese.
Yeah. That's gonna be
And
awesome.
so I don't want to. I don't love him as a pick. A lot of people are saying Jalen Johnson, but he's been ramping up too, and his jump isn't as big.
Yeah.
And those guys, they're like the first time All Stars that everyone wants to talk about, I guess. Then the other guy that's in conversations is Ryan Rollins, who has taken a very evident big step. I think he's kind of not as impressive this far into the season.
Yeah.
I think he's solid, but I'm just not very impressed with
I
it.
mean, he doubled his minutes.
He
So
doubled his
yeah.
minutes, so yeah, he's higher volume, and I'm not saying anyone could just double their minutes and be better like that. That's not the
Right.
case.
Right.
But the guy that I really like for this award is Nikhil Alexander-Walker. And that's because, let me pull up his stats right now. That's because last season he averaged 25 minutes per game.
Yeah.
And this season he's averaging 8 more minutes, 33 minutes a game. So a bit of a jump. Not huge, but a bit of a jump. He was already getting a decent amount of minutes versus Ryan Rollins, who's playing like 16 or something. But if you go to compare his per 36 to really get it down on the minutes, even the playing field there, per 36, he jumped up from 13 points per game to 22. That is quite impressive to me. His 3-point shooting, already very good, got better. Nearly twice as many attempts from three.
Yeah.
I think is great. He's a very good defender. His steal number went up from 0.9 to 1.4 right now. I'm thoroughly impressed. The Hawks have been much better. I think holding on to Trae Young was very detrimental to them. Not that they were
Yeah.
playing much together with his injuries. I'm not huge on CJ McCollum being there either, but I like where they're going. I think they couldn't really leave this past era of the Trae Young times until they, got rid of him, and then we could really look at this Jalen Johnson, Nikhil Alexander-Walker duo. I really like it. I'm a fan. I think what's really holding them back is getting the first pick in a weak draft class.
Yeah.
That's just unlucky.
That was very unlucky.
There's nothing you can do
East
about that.
just gets super unlucky when it comes
Yeah,
except for Cade Cunningham.
unlucky.
Yeah.
Unless you're New York. Shout out Patrick Ewing.
Shout out Patrick Ewing. They froze that ball. Super cold.
I thought it was an
And super
envelope.
easy. My bad. That
I
was.
think I think
But
it
I
was.
thought I saw something. It was like it was a cold something. Was it just a cold envelope?
I think it was a frozen envelope.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Hey guys, fact check us in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volume with just adding a couple more minutes. Now he is changing scenarios too, but like I said, it's still just a couple. It's like he's only adding a little bit more time. He's actually on the court. His role did change a little bit, and I think that goes for both of them, and that's why they
Yeah.
both were able to make the jump. So I think they're on a level playing field there, and they both aren't playing for teams that are necessarily like great. So I guess and that wasn't doesn't really matter in this conversation because it's not most valuable. But
Mhm.
if they were to give it to Ryan Rollins, I wouldn't hate it. I definitely say Jalen
Yeah.
Duren and Jalen Johnson should not get this. Like it's like two all-stars being in the most improved race, I get the jump. I understand, but that's a little much. That's a little
Yeah, I like it. I like it when it's a surprise. I don't like it when it's like, yeah, you should be getting better. It would be a disappointment if you weren't growing as a player, you know?
Yes, especially as a first time All Star. So,
Yeah,
um, and no, I agree. I think Nico Alexander Walker. I think he'd be the best pick for that. But if they were to go Ryan Rollins, I wouldn't be mad at
sure.
it.
I'll concede that. All right, let's talk about defensive player of the year, Wembanyama.
Wimby, yes,
Okay, cool, good. Got
awesome,
that out of the way.
awesome.
Awesome.
And I think we have, yeah, no, nothing. I think besides from looking at the
What
playoff
about
race.
sportsmanship player,
What about coach of the year? Actually, do they do a man of the year in basketball like they do football?
man of the year?
They do teammate of the year, right? Stokes teammate of the year or something.
They do like a what did I just say? They do a sportsmanship award. I know that because Mike Conley's like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, I was right. The
Mike Conley
Timons,
is like the MVP,
yeah,
or sorry,
the
he's like the Michael Jordan of sportsmanship awards.
the Twyman Spokes teammate of the year award. Yeah, we got this is probably more interesting race than the Wimby and then defensive
Right.
player of the year. See, right there. I'd say the only one that out of all these guys, the only one that stands out to me right now is Garrett Temple. I did not know Garrett Temple was still in the league. What
I
an
thought we
abs
put him in a home. What?
what an absolute
Yeah, he's on the
what an
Raptors, right?
absolute yeah, he's on the Raptors.
Yeah,
And Jeff Green. Like and DeAndre Jordan. Like some absolute
it's just old dudes.
no, but then you got right, and then you have Desmond Bain, the guy who was straight up assaulting people at the beginning of this season, by the way. Physically assaulting people on the court.
But for who? For his teammates?
For his teammates, yeah. I think a portion of it I thought was just purely love of the game. You got Jason Tatum in here, De'Aaron Fox, Drew Holiday, Jalen Williams,
I want to
Dennis
see a
Tyson.
65 game minimum for teammate of the year.
You gotta play 41 games for this, Jay Tatum. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. So yeah, I'd say that one's probably more interesting race than the DPOY. But I'll say, um, for the playoffs, I don't get any takes for the playoffs. I just say that I'm excited about the potential matchups. I'm looking
Mm.
at it now. Currently in the West, we have the destined matchup of Lakers and Timberwolves. And I'm excited to see how that one goes. I think it's a long way for Lakers fans. It's been a long about year to be honest. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that
Yeah.
one. I'm curious, to be honest. I'm curious to see who the Thunder and Spurs end up beating in the first round. You got the Rockets and Nuggets. I feel like that would be a good matchup. But man, out of the West, it's really Lakers Timberwolves. That is like the matchup I'm thinking of.
Well, here's the thing. I think it might be close if it
Yeah.
was like a better center matchup. Like, I don't know, something like Rudy Gobert versus like a Clint Capella type would be more
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm just terrified. I'm gonna watch
Do
stupid.
you, do you get that one?
Yeah, I just got that. I'm worried that this game's gonna come down to DeAndre Ayton have to play a really big role, and that terrifies me. Like
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, no, you don't gotta play a really big role. You just have to make a really big impact defensively and on the glass. I don't know about that. They try to make me the Clint Capella guy.
Bro, it's gonna snow in Minnesota and he's not gonna get to the arena.
I'd say, man, there's always some guys in sports that just seem so unbelievable. We're just like, what? And it's just like, it's snowing, man. I can't make it to the game. I'm gonna play 2K. What?
Giannis Antetokounmpo hitchhiked to the arena or the practice facility or something because he sent all of his money home.
Yeah, he used
That's
to
called
walk.
commitment.
Yeah, he used to walk. You're a professional, man. I don't.
And then he sold out to Kalshi. Kalshi?
Yeah,
Whatever.
one of the two, man. I will say it's been an increase in player ads. It's been crazy. But yeah, I think that matchup's gonna come a lot down to DeAndre Ayton versus Rudy Gobert. That terrifies me because I'm like, man, Rudy Gobert shouldn't be the one putting us away in 2026.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know what we're going to do if Jaden McDaniels is not.
Is Anthony Edwards gonna be back?
Anthony Edwards is like taking a day because he's still kind of coming back from injury. Like he can play,
Yeah.
He just played the other night. Jaden McDaniels is like out for a bit. He's got an injury that is not great. And without Nickeil Alexander-Walker, now we have Dante, who's very good on defense. We have Ayo, who's proved himself on defense as well. So that's good. What we really need to do is target Luka on defense is the main thing. And then like LeBron didn't get better since last year. It's not like you won't get assist time. LeBron's older now.
Yeah.
He's learned more. But Austin Reeves is good. But here's the thing: I just don't think it's that effective.
Yeah.
Having Luka and Austin out there is just not as effective. Like it's too redundant. They're both guys who need the ball. They're both good facilitators. They're both good scorers, and you don't need two of them. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring something up real quick. There's been this talk I've been seeing about Rondo versus Chris Paul lately, or Rondo versus First, it was Rondo versus Damian Lillard. Who would you rather? And people were going, well, Rondo's much better on defense. Oh, well, Rondo's a better playmaker. And then the other side's going, do you know how good Damian Lillard is at basketball?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea? Rondo can't even shoot. And Dame is like one of the best to ever shoot.
Yeah.
And here's what I want to add to this conversation that I've been hearing. I don't know if you've seen any of this.
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Okay. It's been on TikTok a little bit. There's been a discussion. Well, so it was brought up on some podcasts, but my 2 cents is Rondo was phenomenal on a team that had 3 other guys who were the primary scorers. Damian Lillard is better on a team where he is the primary scorer. It's all about your role. If Rondo doesn't have 1 or 2 elite bucket getters on the team with him, he's just not as valuable to me. Damian Lillard is going to be valuable no matter who's on the team. Because at the very least, even if he's playing with other ball-dominant guys, he's going to create some gravity and he's going to space the floor. Now, if you have too many ball-dominant guys, you can make a very good argument for wanting Rondo over him. Yeah. If you need defense at that position, that makes sense. It's all circumstantial. But at the end of the day, I'm taking Damian Lillard overall. He's obviously the much better overall player. He's better at basketball. Rondo's great at the things that he does. Dennis Rodman is great at the things that he does, but I'm not taking him over some of the other guys who are just so productive in the other areas that are also super important. What's a good example? I'm not taking Rodman over Dirk Nowitzki. I think that's a good comp.
That is a good comp. And I think you're right to do that. I mean, like, you can't just keep adding it. Saying all that to say the Luka and Reeves thing is, so we said it at the trade deadline thing when we were talking about the players who all got moved. It's tough. Like, it is redundant. And I don't really know how we're going to overcome that in the series. I mean, we've overcame it so far in like the past March. Like, we just had like a good string of games. Also, Reeves has been missing sometimes, and he's kind of gone down. But his role has to kind of get diminished for Luka to shine, and kind of vice versa too. And that worries me because they can't, in a playoff series, our own teammates can't be taken away from each other. Like, you cannot, like, that cannot be the scenario that happens here where it's like, well, for him to do good, I got to take away from him. That's not how you play playoff winning basketball. So I am excited to see how that series goes. Nuggets Rockets, I'm not huge on. I'd say in the East though.
Nuggets.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah. I think in the East though, it just seems like it's I'm not gonna say anyone's game, but it's like, man, if the Hornets could get in there, if the Hornets
have been nasty. Here's
my thing. I'm trying to think. Magic and Heat, Raptors and Hornets. If Raptors and Hornets both get in there, I'm cool with Magic and Heat both going home. Like, I'm totally fine. I don't need to see Paolo Banchero. I don't need to see Bam. Give me a scrappy Raptors team with Scotty Barnes, and give me the Hornets team. That I think, man, if they had to go against the Pistons without Cade, man, we're getting into something there.
Yeah.
If they get to go against the Pistons with no Cade, all the teams in the play-in should be licking their chops to hope that they lose the first game and they're the 8th seed. Like, I cannot be, even though that they're playing well with Cade being out. I mean, they're probably looking at that like, that's could be the closest thing you're getting to a second round sniff in your life.
Yeah, I would say if the Hornets make the 7 seed, which I would expect them to, I think the Pistons should be happy because I think currently they could take on one of those other teams without Cade. I don't think so with the Hornets. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be rough. And then what am I looking at? Knicks,
Knicks, Sixers.
obviously. Cavs. I mean, they got Harden. It could go either way. um,
Man.
but that would be. I think that'll be an interesting series at least. But everything's still pretty close right now. Like the
Yeah.
seeding could move around.
I'm excited to see how it shifts. We only got 2 more weeks left.
Yeah, I mean, Sixers could always jump up to the 5th seed. Hawks could drop down. You never know what could
You
happen.
never know. So I won't get too attached to these matchups, but I think is unless yeah, I think for the Timberwolves Lakers though, unless y'all overtake the Rockets, I do think that one's locked. I do think we're probably gonna end up seeing you all.
Yeah,
I say you all like you're a member of the freaking team.
right.
But
Honorary.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sick of seeing the Warriors. I'm like I'm so beyond over the Warriors. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I need them to fully reset. I like
yeah,
like I'm sorry, but like Curry's not bringing them a championship. What
yeah,
is the point?
yeah,
I mean, let him stay, I guess. But we're not. What are we hoping for?
yeah.
50-year-old Jimmy Butler coming back next season?
That they should
We're
have
gonna.
broke up. They should have broke up after they lost in like when they lost to the Lakers and it was over the whole like, oh, is Draymond gonna stay? Oh no, we're gonna sign him to a 4-year, 100 million.
This is like Dwayne Wade on the Heat at the end. This is like Dirk Nowitzki at the end. Forget that Dwayne Wade went to Cleveland and Chicago.
He went back to the Heat.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
saying forget that in between
yeah,
time.
right.
Like keep him on the team, hometown hero. He's still very good, honestly, which is just unfortunate.
Yeah,
If I'm the Warriors, I'm selling everything for picks and young guys, and I'm looking at the future. They got messed up by that 2020 draft that really hurt them because they just got unlucky. Like they were supposed to have a future set up for them, and they just didn't work out. And then
yeah,
they got good again. They got good immediately after. And so their window had closed to get ready for the future. I don't know. They're really trying to cling on. The Suns or the Clippers. I'd like to see the Clippers go up against the Spurs. The Clippers are so interesting. They shock me every time
yeah.
because they're a good team, minus Brook Lopez being their center. Like that was the only thing at the end of the trade deadline was when I where oh my god, excuse me. That was the only thing at the end of the trade deadline where I was like, "You're done?
Yeah,
You're happy with this? This is it?"
yeah.
Okay, I don't know. They could have gotten something. I mean, even the
Something.
Hawks got Jock Landale. Like they could have gotten
Yeah, they
something.
could have got something out.
But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to lock into this, and on our next episode, I'd love to talk about expansion stuff. I have some
Well,
thoughts
yeah,
on. I think that'll
yeah.
be a good topic. But
Well, we
cool.
got 2 more weeks. Next week, hoping that we're coming out with a new episode talking about the expansion draft. Spotrac has a awesome like beta version of like a mock draft for the expansion draft. I use it a little bit. It's pretty solid. So
It's like
I'd
2
be
years, 2 or 3 years ahead. We don't know who's going to be on the teams.
well, we do have an idea of the aspiring contracts and stuff. I'll say
Yeah, that's
I want to.
true.
I want the. Here's my grand vision. I want to draft in Spotrac. I want to take those teams to 2K, and then I want to do a IRL like rebuild with those teams because they're gonna suck, and
Gotcha.
then see where we go. And that'd be great video. You guys are tuning into that. And then yeah, after that we'll be gearing up for playoffs, man, and we'll have some locked lineups that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But all right, without further ado, that is all we got for today. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and keep stay on the lookout. On Friday, we're gonna be at the Wizards Heat game. We're gonna have lots of videos, lots of highlights coming out from that game. Hopefully, we're hoping for maybe Bam 15 points, maybe 8 rebounds. We don't. It's somewhere in between that and 83. So,
Right.
but just remember,
It's all a game.
thank you guys for tuning in.